open, transparent trading union and cutting EU red tape. Europe needs reform.
Hello everybody and welcome to my Strasbourg blog for October. Sorry I wasn't here for the early October session. I was in Canada with ICAO looking at the climate change deal on aircraft emissions, but I'm back now, back in business. So this time in Strasbourg we have a very big item on the agenda. That's next year's European budget. A budget, as you know, is done in large 5-year tranches, but then every year we have to vote again on some of the detail. Yet again, the European Parliament's asking for a big increase, and we Conservatives will be opposing it. But it's only part of the mix. It then goes into discussion and agreement with Council and Commission. And of course, there are a number of items where I think, rather surprisingly for me, maybe I think Europe should be spending a bit more money, and that's around the protection of the external borders of the Schengen area. This doesn't come cheap. The deal with Turkey, all of these issues are very, very important and very important for budgets. I have with me here about 40 constituents this week, which is always great to have constituents. They keep me busy. Lots of questions, very different feel actually, because of course now we're post-Brexit, so it's not so much about what happens here, it's about what happens next for us. And very good to concentrate the mind on all of that. For me personally, in this week's plenary, I have a vote that I'm taking care of on behalf of the British Conservatives, and that's a vote on trans fats. You probably have heard of them, but don't really know what they are. That's the usual position. Well, they're pretty damaging to the health, and they tend to turn up in lots of very cheap, very processed food. And here in the Parliament, there's a large section who would just like to ban them completely, because of course we're not intelligent enough to be able to decide for ourselves. And there's another section, slightly smaller, led by me, which says we should be labelling them so that people can make their choices. It's about individual freedom of choice. And to those who say they should be banned completely, I always say, well, would you ban alcohol? Much more harmful to health, but we don't actually ban it. We put all kinds of restrictions on it, not least making it very expensive. Do we ban tobacco? No, we don't have the political courage to do those things. So why should we ban fats? We should give people the information. They should make up their minds. That's the good Conservative principle at stake here, and that's one that I will stick with. But of course, don't eat trans fats, people. They're not good for you. Do your best to avoid them. But we all fall off the wagon occasionally, don't we? So as far as the Strasbourg scene for we Brits, it's still interesting. Every conversation is still about Brexit. Everybody wants to know what we're going to do. And I have to tell them all, as I tell everybody, I have no inside track. It is not clear to me exactly how we're going to be negotiating our way out of the European Union, but I stand ready to play my part when I'm required. So, have a very good November, good Guy Fawkes, good Halloween. I'll talk to you again later in November.